We like rookie Kurt Angle, make your ankle snap. Three amigos like Eddie, but don't lie, you steal. Only cheat when we gotta, but to win we will. Mike skills like Dusty, but go hard like Brock. I'm a stunner like Austin, dropping elbows like Mach. Y'all don't wanna see the finish, cause it's us on top. 1, 2, 3, get the V and get a warrior pop. Yo.
What's up, guys? This is Joe from the Bump Boys podcast here. Will's not able to make it tonight, but we got myself and we got Danny. Danny, say hello.
What's up, guys?
So tonight we're doing a quick review of AEW Dynamite. Off the bat, I think the card didn't look the greatest. When
I was not like, this was a very underwhelming card.
Yeah, it wasn't very blown away, but for what they did with it, I think they did a pretty decent job.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So
it
let's jump right on
kind of
into
stalled a little bit, but
yeah, in the middle part, it got kind of slow. But we'll get into that. So our first match was CM Punk versus DX Hardwood. This was a great match.
Honestly, Dak was really good as a solo.
Yeah, I liked how people were saying like he came out by himself because this is a big match and stuff like that. So him coming out by himself is showing that he is able to get the job done by himself, and I think that was a good comparison.
Yeah, definitely. I thought they went back and forth, especially him getting out of the Anaconda Vice a couple times.
Yep. And he was just a really good heel, just really good ring psychology too, pulling here, pulling there. But overall, it was a decent match.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Next, we had the 8-man tag, Butcher and the Blade and Private Party versus Sting, Darby, and the Hardys. I had a couple highlights or a couple things for this as bullet points. I think the bullet point mainly was, Hardy Swanton from the concession area ledge. That was a big spot, but it was kind of like
he's gonna kill himself.
He missed the last table, so I was kind of worried when he landed. I was like, don't tell me this man hit his head on the ground. Because when he landed and he was just laying there, he was like mainly off the table, and I was like, oh, come on, man. Like,
you're 2 matches into this and you're fucking already getting paralyzed.
Right? We're already getting another Hardy concussion.
It's like ridiculous.
Well, of course, Hardy, Sting, and Darby won. The end could have been so good, but they botched the ending. Again, with these 8-man tag matches, they keep botching the ending. This time Sting botched it. But it could have been a perfect segment, like an end segment, if it was done properly.
Oh, you mean like them doing the Scorpion Death Trap and Twist of Fate like at the right time?
Yeah, they tried hitting Gin and Juice and it just they both you could see. I don't think it was Sting's fault. I think it was Cassidy's. Or Sting looked like he was a little confused a bit, but it looks like they just lost their footing and they could not get it up for 10 seconds. And I was like, oh my gosh, just stand up and do it. But he made it work. But it was just really one of those awkward moments. I'm like,
oh yeah, that was very awkward.
We're doing this again. All right.
They're very bad at that.
It's almost as bad as Darby's coffin drop, and he had a finger on him. Mm-hmm. He was like, coffin drop.
I mean, I think this feud's getting to the point where it's getting annoying. You gotta admit that.
This one wasn't the greatest, and the rules were very relaxed. They were
they
hitting each other.
They didn't care what the heck. It's like, I get it as a tornado tag Texas death match type shit.
The funny part is, it wasn't even a Texas death match. I typed in hardcore match, and they won the tornado tag, and I was like, wait, it was just a normal tornado tag? There was no hardcore rules? Nah, the rules are just very loose. And I was like, yeah, the ref didn't enforce anything over there, so fuck it, whatever. But the highlight was the Swanton Bomb.
Oh, yeah, definitely Swanton.
Next segment, we had the Varsity Blondes and Mox versus Danielson. This was a match I was looking forward to. I didn't think it was going to be as squashy as it was. But I kind of
figured they were gonna squash Blondes. Pillman and Griff are still getting up there.
Yeah, like I agree, they're young, they're new, but that's also something that I like William Regal in commentary because his stuff is gold on the mic. He mentioned that accolades isn't something that he looks for in a protege. He's like foreshadowing who's going to be the next Regal guy for the, hear me out, Blackpool Combat Club.
I like it. It sounds kind of like a Fight Club.
Exclusive.
Sounds like kind of like Fight Club.
It's dope.
I thought they did a really good. It's gonna look great on a t-shirt.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that, like in the reviews, they're like, "Man, that's gonna look great on a t-shirt." And I was like, "Hey, everyone's like, yo, it's a t-shirt company. What do you expect?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we're back to a t-shirt company, huh?"
Pretty much.
But there was a part in the show that I'm gonna tie to this part. After the MJF promo, there was a part where Yuta started questioning, like, what happened last week or something, and Yuta had a great response. So I quoted it because it was so good. He says, I'm not trying to be the best friend I can be. I'm trying to be the best wrestler I can be. And just that, it like foreshadows that Yuta is on William Regal's like radar and stuff like that. Or like definitely. Yuta is pushing himself like, I know I could be better than this.
Yeah, he's tired of getting sick and tired of these best friend antics.
And he's a star, bro. He's a star.
Oh, yeah. And plus, I thought Mox cut a great promo after the match, talking about Regal. Like, that was there's another heartwarming quote, like him talking about him, saying that he needs his approval. Like, he's the only guy he's trying to get his approval after they killed each other in Florida Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, he was saying like there's so much history in between them, and like at the end of the day, like it wasn't just a coincidence. Like Regal is the glue for them, and it's really dope.
Yeah, definitely.
Next we had the MJF promo. I didn't get to see much of it, but Will was watching it when he was at my place. MJF basically released Warlord from his contract. I think the funniest line of the night was when he said he's gonna put Warlow on a cross like Jesus.
Didn't he say he didn't really release him? He was like, "I'm just gonna have you sit at home, getting paid."
I thought he said he released him.
No, at one point he said, "I'm gonna sit. He's like, I'm gonna make you not show up. I'm gonna make you sit home for months, days, and years, and getting paid and not coming here."
Oh damn!
Like said he wouldn't release him. So that makes more sense.
Yeah, I didn't see most of it, but I saw like a piece of it. But I think the funniest thing was, he's gonna put Warlord on a cross like Jesus, and I was like, God damn, like that shit was cold hearted. So I think that was really great.
I thought I think this feud's like okay, and we forgot about earlier. Punk did the title motion after his match.
Oh yeah.
So I guess he's going
for the title.
Not yet, at least. Adam Page still has shit to deal with. At least for maybe Scorpio, but I don't see him going after Scorpio. Maybe the TNT. I know Punk's a big star. I don't know if they would have him go after the TNT.
I don't want to see that, to be honest. I kind of want him just to be in reserve for a bit, but he's still wrestling. So
I feel like they're gonna wait till All Out. I don't think Punk's gonna wait until like All Out in Chicago, if they have All Out in Chicago again. It's All Out's usually Chicago.
Yeah, I feel like it's usually in Chicago All Out.
Yeah, so that'd probably be BB when Punk goes after it. That'd be my guess.
I can see him going for it, but I don't know if he'll win it. But on the topic of continuing with the show, we had Jay Lethal versus Adam Cole.
It was a good segue because it's a good match because Adam Cole is still #1 contender for Adam Page's title.
ROH match.
It was a good ROH match. They are two ROH representatives. Like they were talking about their history, how how when Adam Cole joined Young Bucks and Kenny Omega in the Bullet Club, he turned on Jay Lethal. So like him and Jay Lethal have a history. So
and they're both former world champions for ROH. So
yeah,
it was good. Eventually Paige comes down, gets jumped, and then Jurassic Express and Christian come in with the save. For a world champion, you know, Adam Page,
he gets jumped up very much.
He gets jumped a lot, right? And the funny part is he comes out to get jumped. Like he comes out and he's like, I'm gonna talk my shit. Next thing you know, he gets jumped. And you're like,
he either gets saved by either them or the Dark Order. He either has to get saved. I thought they were gonna pull the trigger and have the Bucks help him. I thought this would have been the night that maybe, but I think they're still gonna wait.
Yeah, I think you milk it a little bit longer.
Yeah, you're right. I think you
maybe
milk it.
Maybe when you have was it Cole Page 2, you probably pull that trigger.
Yeah, maybe if Cole wins it, I could see Cole maybe winning it Double or Nothing. Depending how I think they should. Honestly, this run's getting kind of stale.
It's getting very boring. Yeah. But that leads us into our next match, Red Velvet versus Layla Hirsch. I wasn't a big fan of these wrestlers. But Layla Hirsch has been impressing me lately.
She's good. Don't get me wrong.
She's great. I like her a lot now. Like for her, the thing I like about wrestlers also is when they're not the stereotype. So, you know, you have your Nyla Rose and stuff like that. I feel like her presence is really impressive.
Speaking of Nyla Rose, she took out Thunder Rosa. I guess we're getting that one. But it's like, I read a quote on Twitter, or because I'm the Twitter guy for us. It was death, taxes, and a feud with Nyla Rose because Hikaru Shida, Rio, and Britt Baker, all for their first feuds were
Nyla Rose.
Yep.
It's almost like she's like the Dolph Ziggler of AEW. You know, when you're the champion, that's your first feud, kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
Almost like when you're coming up from NXT, you know, Ziggler is your first feud. But Layla Hirsch, what impressed me about her is she's not the typical diva style. So she's not, you know, just thin and stuff like that. She's like a nice sized woman. Like she's not big or anything by any chance, but she's very curvy and she's able to what's the best way to describe it? Like her legs and her arms are jacked.
I was getting annoyed with, excuse me.
But Layla Hirsch, like her arms, like when she won and she like posed and stuff like that, her arms were jacked. And I was like, God damn. I was like, like this is interesting and stuff like that. So I just find her like physical appearance were very impressive compared to like the divas that we see on WWE and stuff like that. It was a nice, refreshing look. Definitely. But there was a funny moment on here on commentary.
Wasn't it when during the Sammy Guevara Tay Conti interview?
Yeah, I think was it Lambert said if your parents gave you an extra $9.99 a month, you can subscribe to Paige Van Zandt's fan page and find out why Orange Cassidy keeps his hand in his pockets all day. And I was like, oh my God.
It's actually getting really bad. Like I saw a really bad quote about this. Like number 3, it was the top 3 ranked places WWE releases have been going. One is WWE, one is staying the top 3 places you can be right now. WWE, AEW, and OnlyFans. And then Impact.
Yeah, I saw something like that. It was like OnlyFans signs, and they were just like listing off wrestlers like Zelina Vega and stuff like that.
No, because it's because Toni Storm just made more money like in her first weekend that she made at WWE in her 3 years. Something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's almost like Zelina Vega when on her OnlyFans she does like cosplay and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "Yeah, I made so much money and stuff like that. Like WWE is just a passion, you know, but I can make more money over there."
It's kind of funny. It's kind of pathetic, actually.
It's sad, but you know, Hirsch does one with the double turnbuckle wrench. So, you know, she pulls one out, ref takes that one, she clocks him with another one, and that's the win. And then that leads us into our main event, which is the Jericho Appreciation Society versus the Dark Order. This
John
match, I'm just gonna.
Silver. I got one word. Long John Silver.
Yeah, that man's the workhorse in this match. He's a workhorse, bro.
Dude, oh my God, he was fantastic. He basically had to carry this match.
And the best part is, like Tony Schiavone and like JR, they are able to like hype up like John Silver, like, this is a dream come true, or he did this, he wants to do this. And it's like, you always feel for when like they lose, you're like, he was so close. Like, he's always a person that's like, they're so close, but they can't get the job done.
I think he's the Daniel Bryan of their company.
Yeah, I can see him eventually like becoming like the big star, and he's impressive. Like, he lost a lot of weight too. I was watching pictures of him before, and he lost a lot of weight, and a lot of the members and stuff like that. But unfortunately, they did fall to the JAS, and with the assist by Floyd, the baseball bat. But overall, I think it was a decent show. Dynamite always has that feel that makes me want to like watch it. It reminds me of like ECW back in the day, like the style of wrestling, but like the feel of like early 2000 Raw and WCW.
That the only harsh part I had for the show, the lagging in the middle, and they had some weird technical difficulties in this match. You noticed the technical difficulties tonight, or kept cutting out?
It was a little weird. It kept like glitching and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought it was just my TV, but then I had to like text one of my friends, be like, "Hey, is this happening to you?"
I think it was just like an issue that you're having, like some little technical difficulties.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Other than that.
So what would you give the show 1 out of 10?
I give it maybe 7.5.
An 8?
Yeah, 7.5, 8.
Okay. I'm giving this one a solid 7. I think a 7's a fair score. Nothing too impressive, nothing too great, but overall a decent show.
It was a filler.
Yeah. So I think that's a decent score. So far, if you've noticed, AEW's been killing it. Hopefully Raw and SmackDown has a chance to shine this week before WrestleMania. Other than that, it's been Dan and Joe from the Bump Boys signing out.